Hey guys, so thank you for ordering a little tinting kit. I thought I'd do a little video to run you through how to do it if that's how you prefer to learn, see things visually, I suppose. So in your little kit, I've included a little cleanser, your colour mix, which will be made to you. So if you're a cooler tone or a warmer tone, but I'll ask you that, I have a warmer tone obviously because my hair's red. When my hair's not red, I'm a cooler tone, but I'll mix that up for you, so you don't really need to know that. You just need to know what level you're at, like light, medium, dark. This is your oxidant or your peroxide. So you need to mix that in with your dye so that it lifts the pigment, or lifts the your hair follicles so that the pigment goes in and tints it. This is a little protectant. It's kind of like Vaseline. This is a specific one for beauty. So that'll be it also helps for a guide, especially if you're not confident in your shape. You can sort of use this first up and outline your eyebrow and then tint within that. A little shot glass to mix it all in. This is glass. And then I've given you some cotton rounds just to do cleansing. And some lip gloss type applicators, toothpicks, cotton tips, and a little spoolie which I'll be using. I'll give you disposable ones, but I'm just using this one of mine. So you want to start by wiping and cleansing the area. If you haven't got, well, I'm going to give you the cleanser, but if you're going to do this at another point, just use something that's not oil based because you don't want a coating over your eyebrows, otherwise the tint won't get in. So I'm just going to dip a cotton round in and wipe away what I've got on my brows. So I've got makeup on, so hopefully you'll see what's wiping away. Just give it a good cleanse, go back and forth, just get everything off. This stuff's strong, so it might make your eyes water. I'm gonna wipe this side. Again, back and forth. I like to double cleanse, especially if I'm wearing makeup or if a client's wearing makeup. So I'll dip back in. Cool. So that should be pretty well cleansed. I'm going to brush my brow hairs up. You want to do that so that you get your true shape of your eyebrow. And you can see if there's any strays that you need to pluck. I can send you a video of someone who's shown how to do plucking probably better than I would. I'd prefer you didn't pluck your eyebrows just because a lot can go wrong. It's easy enough to wax your eyebrows when we can, rather than over pluck and then wait for that to grow out. It's a good opportunity to let them just grow. But if it's something that concerns you, such as like a monobrow, or if you get really hairy, pluck away, but just try to avoid too close to the brow line, so you don't affect your shape. Cool. So, what I'll do, I'll start by mapping out my eyebrows. So this is going to be specific, another thing specific to you. So if you just want to do a wash of colour, you can just get your little lip gloss applicator and just sort of run through over your hairs. If you want to create a little bit of shape, then a good rule of thumb is your brow should start in line with the edge of your nose there. So you can roll this up. I'm just going to use a makeup brush because it's what I've got. So running from there to there. And you can mark a line. It's not a very good line. I'll do that again. I'm going to do this in my mirror, it's too hard on the phone. So running up from our nose from there to there. So my brow should be starting there. I've already shaped mine, so, and if you've had them shaped, they should already be somewhat in the shape that you want. So the end of your eyebrow, which this is quite important, it should run from the edge of your nose to the corner of your eye, and then to the end of your eyebrow, and that's the end. So you can mark it out like that. Your arch, which is probably the most important thing, especially if you're going to be doing a bit of cleaning up. People will wall this up differently. I get clients to look at the roof directly and I'll run the ruler through their pupil, from the corner of the nose through their pupil, and that's where the arch should be. That's how I like to do it, so I know where my arch sits, so it's around here. So I'm just going to mark there. So that's the flow of your eyebrow. You can do all these other ruling up things like measuring across here and there, but just for the sake of tinting at home, it's probably a bit extreme. So you want to get your protectant. And just map out the brows where you don't want the tint to go. So this acts as a barrier, it's a shield. So whatever it touches, the tint shouldn't go on, but you still should wipe it off if it gets on there because it can still stain through. So in line with that marking there, I'm going to pull the shield down. I'm going to bring it up. To where the top of my arch is. And I'm going to come back down that way and connect it so you can see sort of. I'm just following my ruling when I'm mapping out. Cool, so then we're going to mix in the tint with the oxidant. Now this should be 50-50 mix. So I've given you the right quantity, so half and half. You should probably have enough to do maybe 2 or 3 tints. So what you want to do is grab out your tint and pop that in. You don't need much when you're tinting. And then the same amount of oxidant. You can't see that. So mix those together. Now I'm going to mix these through together and they need to be well mixed. So it does take a little bit, but you want to make sure that they're mixed in well together. If you've got something like the end of something plastic, it would probably mix better because the cotton tip will probably soak a bit of it up, but it's up to you. Okay, so that's all mixed up. Looks like a lot, but there's not really much in there, it's just around the edges. Cool, so gonna brush my brow hairs up, which I should have done before I put the protectant on, but I can see my guide there. So if you were just gonna put a wash of colour through, you wanna get the lip gloss applicator, and basically you're just gonna like push into the brow, pull it through, and pull it down. If you get any mistakes, wipe it with your cotton tip. If you're wanting to create a little bit more definition, which is what I would do normally in the salon, you want to put a little bit on the end of your toothpick. You want to press into and onto the skin. And now you can see I made a little bit of a mess. So I'll come through with my cotton tip and clean that up. Pressing through. I start at the bottom and then flick upwards because you want the most definition along the bottom, and I keep the front free for the moment because it looks a bit unnatural if you've got too much tint or if too much product in the front of your brow. Again, just pressing. So you get a bit of a skin stain. And pressing into the top, up to the arch. Cool. Just gonna go through and clean up a little bit. And if you've got someone else to do this for you, it's always easier. It's easier to look down on someone. I have trouble tinting my own eyebrows, but other people I'm fine with, obviously. But it's easier if someone's looking down on you and does the same thing. It's a bit easier, a bit neater. I'm going to put a little bit on my lip applicator now. And I'm going to go lightly through the front of my brow. And just looking up again. So it's a bit softer at the front. And then I'm going to get the rest of the product I've got in here and just push it through my brow. So that I tint the hairs in there, which is, I've got dark hairs anyway, but a lot of people have obviously lighter hair than they have tinted, so just make sure you're covering them all. You can go through with the little spoolie and brush through so that it coats them all, but just be careful that you don't get that all over the top there. Like if you're going to do that, just make sure you clean up afterwards. Cool. And then I just let that sit and process for probably, I would say 10 minutes. It won't process anymore after 15 minutes. That's its like life. It won't process the eyebrow hair any more than that. So there's no point wearing it for any longer than 15 minutes. If you're wanting a darker tint, you need obviously a darker colour. If you are worried, pick a little bit up with a Q-tip and just see how it's processing. If it's looking dark enough, then wipe it off. I take the head of the brow off a little bit sooner than the rest because it looks more natural, gives it a nicer shape. And that's how I would do eyebrows if I was doing them in makeup. So I'll go and do the other one just so you can see again. But I'm not going to put the guard on because I don't particularly need it for myself, but you would do your outline of the guard again and then get the toothpick and press it into the skin a bit, drag it up. You can bring it up a little bit here so that you bring your arch up, which is common when you're doing shaping, or when I'm doing shaping on clients. Just don't bring it too high up because it will look silly. So I've gone too thick there and above the line of my brow, so I'm just going to take it back a bit. And then a little bit through the head. And see, I've dragged it through the middle part. Just clean that up. Cool. And that's with a tint on. So I'll let that process for 10 or so minutes, 10-15 minutes, and then I'll wipe it off with water. So I'll just dip a cotton round in some water, wipe it off, which I'll film and send in a separate video because this one's getting probably a bit too long. But hopefully that makes sense. I'll have it all written out anyway so you can read it step by step. If you have any problems, message me and I'll be happy to guide you through. I prefer that you ask rather than try and then make a mistake. And yeah, just be careful. Be a little bit apprehensive at first. Don't go like, if you normally have a heavy eyebrow, getting it done by a professional, don't try and achieve that if you don't know what you're doing, because it will end up probably being frightening. So yeah, just pull it back a bit to start with and when you gain some confidence. But hopefully that helps. Hope the kits help. Yeah, and then I'll show you how I wipe it off and what they look like after they're processed. Cool. Okay, cool. So that's been on for probably about 10 or so minutes. I'm going to just take the front of the brow off now, just so that it lightens up that part. So I'm just going to get my cotton round. It may need to be wet, which this one does, because it does sort of harden. So I'm going to wet it a little bit and just pick up the front of the brow with that. And then I'm going to go cotton around and just give it a wipe. So it's pulled it a little bit. I've got heavy eyebrows anyway, so it's probably not the best to show you guys on my own eyebrows, but this is what I do on myself. So, and then that one. Cool. And again, just get the cotton around, get a wipe and a flick. I will put in your little kits another container of tint remover, so that's like an oil-based product, and you can just rub that if you get any bits, like you can probably see a tiny bit there on me, or there actually, and you just sort of work the product in. So you would just push it in, give it a bit of a rub. So if you make any mistakes where you stain your own skin, you can lift it off then. But yeah, I'm gonna wipe off the rest. So I'm just gonna dip a cotton round in some water. Some people wipe off the excess before they do remove the actual tint, because some people put a heap on. I don't tend to do that. I can do it lighter on, but push it into the skin a bit more. So if that's what you've done, you can come through with the middle part of your cotton tip, and sort of wipe like that and it'll pull off the excess. Just wipe it into something and then you can go through and do what I'm about to do. So I just sort of pull up and out. So you see it's stained the skin there quite well. And then I'm getting a dry one. Again, wiping through. Probably should have taken it before and after. Cool. So you can see it's tinted the skin quite well. The brow hairs are tinted. And brush up again. Yeah. So that's with no eyebrow product in or anything. That's the tint done. So I'm going to do that on the other side and then that'll be all. So again, up and out. Cool. Wipe it down with a dry one. So again, nice skin tint there. Brush upward. There you go. So that's how you tint your eyebrows. Like I said, any questions or anything, just shoot them through and I can give you a hand. And yeah, I hope you enjoy your little kits. Thank you.